I mean, it's true.
All right, we're back. Yeah, it's true, because a good name here makes a great point in chat. Only a Korean can call another Korean Korean. We've messed up. I would like to start our 3-part apology with reminding everyone that Koreans are great people. No, but we got some really good players in front of us. Thank you guys so much. We had a couple donations on both Match Arena and here on the channel. We'll get those shouted out in just a moment. But we have the brother Splice in front of us. So give an amen for this guy in the top left. It's the blue Protoss Stats.
And I feel the spirit of this man flowing through me. This is Splice's Solar. Praise him. Praise his name.
Stats, by the way, I don't know if you heard about this. We cast him the other day. Dude completely pylon blocks his own Nexus by mistake, is forced to take an awful third base, still wins the game. Stats is so good at StarCraft and also so bad at StarCraft. I love it.
He's a god.
If we got any Stats fighting fans in chat, spam that emote. It's like my favorite emote on Twitch. I want to see more of it. But yeah, this is of course powered by Match Arena, as we mentioned before. A little bit of crowdfunding in the background. While we don't have cool codes for you guys today, people still getting involved, and we've got $5 from 47ist. This is quiet here. Ace Alaska Winter 923 throws in $5, and DD throws in $5 as well. Thank you guys so much, upping the prize pool by $15. And this is percentage based, so it will increase the prize pool scaling for all 4 of our top 4 players. Then also I'm just gonna replay this because the sound is so good. You can't not. Spacman, which I'm assuming is Spaceman. $2 coming our way saying, awesome job at bringing StarCraft to the masses. Keep up the good work. I wish larger corporations felt the same way you did, man. Thank you for the donation.
Hell yeah. StarCraft needs to be in the hands of the masses and in the eyes of the masses. And then it is in the hearts of the masses. And then we did it. That's all we need. This is a pretty quick expansion here from Solar. He is being a greedy, greedy boy.
Yeah, I think there's an interesting aspect to this, though, where Solar might be able to afford to do this because it's Stats and not because it's Protoss. A lot of the times, we've talked about this countless times on streams, teammates sometimes supersede racial balance. Like, Mana and Stu's always been a good example of this. Their dynamic has always been there. Solar and Stats is kind of the same. Like, they practice, they talk, they discuss. They know each other in and out, where it's you're less playing against the opposite race and you're more playing against your teammate. So taking a third base, being greedy, might just be one of those things that works well against Stats.
Chat, how do you feel about this comment? Treadlocks are like leather jackets. They should only be worn before the age of 25 and after the age of 45. It made me laugh. I thought it was pretty good. But also, fuck you, man.
Well, okay, here's the thing, though, right? While it could be really easy to agree with that statement, I'm going to ask you to explain Johnny Depp, a.k.a. Jack Sparrow.
Right.
Can't explain
You trying to tell me that Jack Sparrow is not sexy? Clearly, you don't have eyes connected to your brain.
Right? Apparently, by the way, it is SPAC, man. I'm sorry about that, man. I wasn't quite sure. But thank you nonetheless. So the first Adept transfer got canceled. He was just trying to stay, I guess, for scouting as he goes in here. It's a little bit risky. The Ling's already on top of this, but he has a good spot in the mineral line.
Yeah, 3 probes, 3 drones rather going down here. Hasn't shaded these Adepts out of harm's way, so they will go down for it. Maybe a little unnecessary, but he does get 3 drones for his trouble. Is going straight into Phoenix production here after making that first Oracle. Very, very common. Going to get rid of those Overlords. Get him away from his main base. Those pesky floating gas balls. Those floating farms.
I still can't get over the Oracle skin. Yeah, the Purifier one looks so... It just looks like a big interceptor from a carrier. That's it. Like, it doesn't look like an Oracle to me. Does look good in blue, though.
Yeah. I think that the forged Oracle looks really sick. It has devil horns, which it should.
Yes. And it's, like, bigger, too. It looks like a Raven. It's a Protoss Raven at that point. Yeah,
it's massive. It's massive. So the layer is on the way here for Solar, starting now. So he's pumped out a ton of drones. But Stats has been doing, I mean, Stats is Stats. He's your run-of-the-mill macro Protoss for the most part. And he has been doing nothing but getting probes and taking his third as quickly as sensibly possible and gearing up for that next stage of play.
I'm a little sad we didn't see a second Oracle come out. One of my favorite aspects to Stats above all other Protoss players right now, regardless of whether you guys think it's good or not, is his Stasis Trap usage just like can't be matched. I have not seen another Protoss player pull off some of the sick things that Stats has done. I mean, there was that game, I think, was it Gumiho or Innovation? He beat a Terran player with what I'm going to call non-aggression. He had so many Stasis Traps and so many perfect spots, he killed his opponent without needing to kill his opponent. It was so sick. No one else has been able to pull that off. Not that I've seen.
No, you're absolutely right. Stats is the king of stasis wards. And even though stasis wards have a finite health bar now, like they disappear after 30 seconds, he still manages to pull the clutchest of plays. In fact, that play you're talking about actually, I think, was post-patch, so it still happens.
Yeah, stasis traps were... They've been really interesting ever since their inception, but... I don't know, I was a big fan of the Witch Doctor's stun totem in Warcraft 3 as well, so I'm a little biased.
I don't like stuns. That's part of the reason I don't play Dota, and that's the thing is like I really don't like losing control of my character.
You must hate Reapers then.
I did when it was like Mass Reaper was a thing, yeah.
Yeah, the little micro, like it's almost more tilting too because it's just barely not enough to be like, okay, well I can deal with this for a second. Like, it's just an inconvenience.
Hmm.
Oh, Oracle keeps eyes on the Lings. No need to cast Revelation. It's going to save energy for maybe a Stasis Trap instead. We will see.
Yeah.
But while this goes on, a Warp Prism heads out. And I've noticed this on this map. Warp Prisms and Overlords for some reason get really darker or like saturated differently than normal. Like that Warp Prism looks odd, right?
Yeah, it's like black. And it's lined with black. Or dark gray or whatever. But Stats is 100% blue.
Oh, he's just used a lot of Warpins at home. What's he planning to do with it? Just the 2 depths, I guess? Yeah, that won't work. Not with the Hydras here.
Yeah, Solar's all over this. He's got some units in the middle of the map, which he's pulling back now, by the way. And Stats is going for Colossi. Like, you can see that in the production tabs, going straight into it and getting Blinkstalkers as well to basically beef them up. Spire is on the way here. I'm sorry, go on.
Well, that's what I was going to say. Well, Colossus are cool. The Spire's coming out, so this might not actually be an issue like it normally would. I do like that Colossus skin, though. That looks good.
Yeah, those wings, though.
By the way, I'm also very disappointed in chat. It's very clear there's a lot of new people here, and nobody is saying hello.
Yeah, say hello. Twitch is telling you to say hello. God. Yeah, come on, what's up?
Well, you know,
Mind you,
we've missed
we've missed some resubs, so maybe we shouldn't talk.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We'll probably do a recap of that after the series is done, guys. But this army, there's a lot of nuances to Neon Violet Square in the middle of the map. You kind of have these dumb chokes created by these little squares. Luckily, Colossus, for whatever strange reason, can walk over them, so it won't be an issue for the Protoss player. Oh, damn, the hello span. Jesus, I made a mistake. This is worse than when people do a Kappa check. Hello. Testing?
Solar has made not your regular amount of mutas here with that spy attack. He is making a murder. Oh. A gaggle of mutas is coming out here for Solar.
Yeah, this is beautiful too, because look at what Stats has got. He's been warping in Zealots. It's barely 1 Archon. There's actually not a great amount of anti-air, but Solar cannot just simply A-move into this either. The Stalkers and the Archon will pick off Mutalisks, but Stasis Trap going to come down and try and catch some of the ground units. I like this move. Potentially. So no ground support for Solar.
Solar did see that Stasis Ward go down, so be very surprised if he... Yeah, he's going to trigger it right now. So be very surprised if he gets caught at that. Stats recalls, and I like that decision because he actually needs more muta countermeasures. Stalkers do shoot up. They can be nice, but they're not good enough. He needs something else. He needs to get more Archons, take the shield batteries back at home, and hold tightly before while the static defense cuts up. We can see that this ball of Stalkers actually will lose these mutas. There's not enough.
It will take out a couple with them. The Phoenix comes into the fight too. Of course, that's going to help a smidge. Cannon's down as well. Solar's got to be careful about this. He doesn't want to give too many of the mutas away. Not even microing the low ones out. There's a big blink out of Stats from that reinforcement point. Solar now down 8 Mutalisks. So, those good sounds keep coming in. Thank you, Deity, $5, and thank you both for your great work. And then Sporiarty, Professor Sporiarty, nemesis of Murloc Holmes. Hello, new people, hello! Thank you guys both for the $5.
Thanks, Sporiarty. It's a fellow I know quite well. Or well enough, anyway. Ling Muta Solar's unit choice here. He's diving for those Colossi, man. They're on those shield batteries, though.
That's cute. The hallucination did actually absorb a lot of Muta shots. Solar chose to target that down, so it buys stats a little bit of time, but is it enough? The Colossus are so low. Oh, he gets
too deep, too deep.
Oh, and if he gets
he
three,
gets these Colossi.
Oh, this is a lot of Zerg, Maynard. This is like supply-wise, just a lot of Zerg.
Yeah, he certainly, he's well and truly up in that, almost double the army supply of stats now. He's replenishing the mutas as well. So just Ling, Hydra, mutas. The Hydras didn't even have +1 yet, but the mutas do. So it's really crazy to see mutas have +1 attack before, like, even +1 range is done for the Hydras. Oh, that's starting to depower here. He needs one more pylon.
Yeah, and that'll take out quite a bit as far as production goes, but he's got to be careful because, again, those Stalkers could blink in, and they can take down these mutas pretty quickly now. There's a lot of Stalkers. Before, there's barely any. I'm surprised, frankly, to see Solar continue to invest in Mutalisks, not just through upgrades, but actually building more of them. Mutas are so expensive for these trades he's taking with them.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, I would actually prefer it if his mutas stopped. I mean, I know they kind of exist to harass, but I would actually prefer them to sort of chill and wait for the Colossi to be, you know, not in a bowl of death. Like, maybe bait out the Hydra, the Stalkers with the Ling Hydra, and then pick off more Colossi with the mutas. But, yeah, I mean, Storm's on the way here. Lurker Tech on the way for Solar, which I think is a really good synergy here with the mutas to go for Lurkers. He obviously has the air advantage. I mean, stats isn't even bothering to make Phoenix at this point because there's the muta production is too high. It's too damn high.
This is... I kind of like this composition Solar's shooting for. I didn't really consider this, but like Muta Lurker is this perfect complement of like Lurkers will shred anything on the ground that would threaten the Mutas. And Mutas should keep anything in the air off the Lurkers. I'm not gonna say it's perfect and unbeatable, but it's cool. I like the way he's going with it. And anyways, the Mutas come in, but they get chased away immediately. That was a big nope. Look at Dark Souls boss being revealed right there.
Yeah, that's right. And he's producing Phoenixes now, but one at a time. I mean, I don't know. Ooh.
A little bit messy. Still shaving off some. +3 weapons going to make the Stalkers work even easier too. So time goes on. While Solar is getting these weapon upgrades, his survivability rates go down.
That is true. I do feel like Solar's army doesn't scale super well. Like it's like a mid-game army.
Right, but what makes it interesting, okay, this is a little bit risky flying over Archons like this, is he's got mobility, where stats that doesn't necessarily, like Blink is great, but the mutas can get to the main, to the fourth a lot easier than stats can. So if he controls it perfectly, you know, the mutas regen so quickly, damage like this isn't lasting, he can get back to that main base pretty quick. Starting to invest in more and more...
batteries.
They do, really. They have, of course, the Phoenix finally coming out. This will help. Phoenix is already straight up hard counter to mutas.
Mm-hmm. If they're, I mean, if they micro perfectly, they just don't get caught. But that's an if.
Well, right here, yeah. Instance of that if. Now there's a lot of Lurkers pushing up for that base. How's detection for stats is going to be one of these questions going forward. There's a couple of candidates coming on the backside, but he doesn't have any observers. He doesn't have an Oracle. Oh my god, if he just gets in here and if he just takes out the cannons, there's nothing. There's actually nothing.
No, you're absolutely right. And he has to deal like his army split up as well.
I think he's recognized it too. He's focusing the cannons on the backside. Oh my god, this is so gross.
Yeah.
Stats can't do anything about this.
He's making an observer now, but he's definitely not going to be here to save this Nexus. That goes down. Big pick off there for Solar. Knocking the Protoss down to 3 bases, and one of them's a gimped base as well. It only has 4 mineral patches. He doesn't really need the minerals, to be fair, but he's actually supply blocked as well. Ugh. So the pylon kills.
It does look like while this went on, by the way, Solar lost a lot of mutas in the main. He's up to 43 dead in total.
Jesus.
So this is a great base kill, but a very expensive one.
That's insane, man. 4,300 minerals and gas.
Yeah. That's a spicy meat, but...
That's right.
Now, one thing I'm a little concerned about for Solar, like he's moving on to Hive Tech, and I like this, but beforehand he was at the very least expanding still. He's gonna stop. He's happy in the 5 base situation, and that's, if it wins the game, great, but he could still be expanding behind us. He takes the fight here against stats. The Stalkers, unfortunately, get shredded by the Lurkers, but the Colossus are not touched through most of this.
One of them goes down. The Lings are starting to actually get up to the Colossus. I actually described this in my stream as the Fly Swatter fighting back against the Fly, or the Fly fighting back against the Fly Swatter. When the Lings get rid of those Colossi. They are still alive, and somehow, some way, Stats just breaks through Solar's contain here. Retakes that fourth Nexus.
You guys got to consider, 43 meters is a lot lost, 57 plus all those lurkers plus all those things. Like, Solar just went from being almost equal on the resources lost to trailing by a significant amount. But ooh, yeah. I like this. We've got Vipers and we've got Digging Claws coming up. These lurkers are gonna be more deadly than they were before.
Yeah, I really like that. I really like the addition of Vipers as well. It can even yank those Colossi into the Bowler Hydras or into the Lurkers, whichever you like, or Parasitic Bomb the Phoenixes even. Things like that.
Is Parasitic... I know they were talking about fixing the patch. Have they fixed Parasitic Bomb yet, or is this still bugged to that first stick?
I think it does the damage immediately still, I think.
So yeah, this could actually be really painful for the Phoenix. A lot of them are already very, very low.
Yeah. And they're very quick and hard to tag, but if you get a Parasitic Bomb on them, then it's up to the Protoss to deal with it. Digging Claws is about to finish up for Solar here. Meanwhile, he is losing more and more drones. He does have more drones that come from. Like, Solar's economy is still quite nice, even after those Phoenixes being a little bit annoying. And Solar is starting to build up that army supply to a very good count as well. He has a ton of Lurker Hydra here. Has 10 Lurkers and 22 Hydras on the floor.
This is my concern, though, going back to the statement you made before. Like, Lurkers are great, Broodlords are better. Once he's got all of these, that's good for Solar. But I think with... I don't know, there's just so many storms he has to deal with. There's plenty of army out of stats. This isn't like a 40 army supply lead, it's barely 10.
Looks like he's trying to go for an Abduct on the Colossus. He does get one. It instantly dies. Feedback there on the Viper, but not before the Abduct happens. Those storms are juicy, but the Lurkers can weather a couple of those storms, and they are doing just that. They're doing tons of damage to stats.
He ran out of detection at the end. He was attacking the Lurkers, and then maybe the Observer died or something, but oh man. What a game out of Solar. GG.
Ooh. Yeah, well played.
And that is only map number 1. Luckily for you guys tuning in, we do a best of 3s, so it'll be Solar's pick for game 2.
Oof, man. I wonder if... I don't have time to look at the replay. I wanted to see how the Observer died.
I gotta imagine he probably floated into one of those like 17 storms he threw in at the end.
Yeah, I feel like it either got stormed or maybe it died from like a... I don't remember seeing an Overseer with the army. That's all.
Well, regardless, I think even if he could see the Lurkers, I think same problems would still present there. It's just like a numbers game towards the end. But okay, Bizzle Reef. Oh, excuse me, stats. Whoops, stats. Oops. Stats, of course, is the one who picks the map. I'm sorry, guys. I said Solar and I typed Solar, but with Solar winning the game. Yeah.
It's a Freudian slip there from Rifkin. Caster bias.
Right? Dude, winner's pick would be a little OP. Alright, let me get all the casters in here. Got Maynard, grab Simpson.
You don't need to do that, I'll join off you.
Good guy, Maynard. Alright. Get the players up in the top slot. So Bizzle Reef Under the Sea one more time. If you guys haven't been keeping up to date with what's going on with StarCraft 2 in general, maybe you're just joining us here off the front page. First off, hello. Glad to have you. The new maps were announced. I'm not sure when they actually go into the ladder, but the new maps do not include Abyssal Reef. So these next few times will be some of the last times we get to see this glorious map. And this
yeah, it feels bad, man.
Silly intro. I'm not sure what they're discussing in chat, but it's a lot of Korean with a lot of question marks. All right, we'll see you guys here on Abyssal Reef. All right, folks, we're back this time for actual proper races and all of these good things. He's unfortunately down one game at the moment, though. Give him some love. Stats fighting in the top right, top left, even. It's the blue Protoss Stats. I was just checking to see if you guys are paying attention.
That's right. With the map on the way out, you only have a few more chances to get this correct, Rifkin. In the bottom right here from Splice, this is Solar.
Sporiarty asks in the chat, who did the vocals for the intro? So I wrote the lyrics, Tempo did the singing, and together we made the fun little intro for Abyssal Reef.
Yeah, it's a collaborative effort.
I've looked at the thing is, I'm really disappointed. I looked at the new maps, and like objective of whether they are good or not, right? That's everyone's own decision to make. I'm not getting inspiration out of them, man. Like, I saw Abyssal Reef, boom, I'm like, we gotta do a Little Mermaid parody. Like, there's no question about it. It's so easy. But all these new maps, I'm like, I'm just not feeling it, man. I don't know.
It'll come to you.
We'll play a couple games, we'll get a couple of memes, then we'll have some good intros. I think is how it'll play out.
Yeah, it'll come to you. Alternatively, you could just get Joey to make a bunch of like rainbow strobing units, having a party and like flamethrowing each other to death on these maps, on the new maps.
Maynard. Oh, Maynard.
What?
Oh, the first semifinals is ready to go while we're in this game determining this side of the bracket semifinals. And it is Hero versus Rogue. I mean, this PvZ is pretty sick. That PvZ is going to be maybe even sicker.
It's an IM Shanghai Grand Final rematch. Oh, baby.
I'm excited for that. Of course, the winner of this series will play against either Keen or Innovation. I would actually, by default, obviously say Innovation for that, but Keen has been playing really good, specifically TVT. The matchups are like, maybe not so hot, but his TVT's been looking good enough that I would say Keen's got a 50-50 chance beating Innovation. So it'll be really interesting to see what this bracket semifinals looks like, but that bottom one's looking pretty good already.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be saucy. It's gonna be muy caliente. Can't wait. Gonna stick my teeth into that cast, Rifkin.
Also, we missed this earlier. Velm _ threw $10 into the prize pool, so thank you very much for that contribution. I want to reiterate once more for everybody that the prize pool is going to be missing $100 for today, but it will be deposited later, likely tomorrow morning or this morning even. It's just a small clerical error where the codes weren't made for this one. So those who are putting a couple bucks in, nice to see. You still increase the prize pot, and it's going to be $300 plus those donations at the end of the day.
Yeah, thanks, mates. Community funded is the way to go, and that's where StarCraft's headed, and I love it. Stargate play here from Stats. Will he go into multiple oracles this time, or will it just be the one oracle into Phoenix again? We'll have to see. It's usually always oracle first, though.
Yeah, I'm actually a little bit jaded. I wasn't super in love with what he was able to do with just one oracle. I mean, I've seen such good things out of Stats, so I expect more, obviously, but as we saw, it barely got a stasis trap down. There weren't a lot of revelations. His Oracle last game just wasn't that impressive before it died.
Yeah, I mean, if you...
cancel this. No, okay, there
you
go.
Don't, no. A lot of Protosses, like, for instance, Neeb, is still in the make multiple oracles camp while getting Glaive Adepts, like, which is such a old school build. But well, not such an old school build. It's only like a few months old. But
well, in
it's like, yeah, in StarCraft terms, it's old. The meta shifts quite quickly, often, and that you know the multiple oracle into a big ball of adepts has been just looks so strong when you control it well. And Stats is so good at controlling his units. I'm just amazed he doesn't try and utilize it. But maybe he's just, you know, he's more comfortable in this style against Solo. There's a lot of questions.
All right, so a couple things to note here. The Adepts get caught. This is actually pretty bad for Stats, but he's actually up for a second Oracle, and I really like this. Also, I don't know why it just occurred to me, but I think in terms of how long things last in the meta for StarCraft, I think StarCraft 2 is dog years for dog years.
So it's like 7 to the power of 7, or
yeah, it's like 49 times. I don't know.
Oh my god.
It ages quickly. Things come and go. Even with the worst balance patches, we've seen so many trends with this patch 4.0. But anyways, double oracles can get in. They can actually kill a significant amount of workers, but more importantly, more stasis traps as the third oracle comes out. I already really like what Stats is doing to gear up here for Game 3. Or Game 2, excuse me.
Yeah. We got the oracles coming in, targeting down those drones. The Phoenix soaking up a little bit of that spore damage as well and getting out of there.
That was nice. That was really nice.
Yeah, it doesn't take any hull damage on that Phoenix. Takes a little bit on that Oracle, but of course, you know, the shields will regenerate and they can get back in there. He's actually massing oracles. He's got a second Stargate, and he's gonna do the old style that's sort of been was around, you know, in BlizzCon, which is the mass oracle style.
I'm wondering how much he'll dedicate to this, though, because we've actually seen a couple players do this and stop, like, shy of 10 and then start transitioning out. If he does want to go full bore into all oracles, I'm game, man. I want to see him try and pull that off, but I think the nerf to them made them a little bit weak, so I'm not sure if that'll be as effective as the past. Either way, nice crowd control with the Phoenix keeps the Queen from killing. That would have killed the low oracle for sure. Uh-oh, problems are still happening at home, though. These Zerglings are getting big surrounds, and all these Warpins are not holding up. Stats is refusing to come back home with the air, so he's going to lose out on this base at this rate.
Yeah, this is actually, you know, normally I think the third, you know, you're going to take a little bit of damage, but you'll be all right in the end. But as it stands, I mean, if Stats keeps not responding to this, he will end up losing this third base. He's got the oracles here in the main base doing damage. I think he's waiting for the last couple oracles to come out of that starport and just going to use them to defend. But these ones are putting hurt on Solar in the main.
Those Hydras popping where they did actually favored Stats quite a bit. Pulls back out of this. Oh, that's 1,000 bits coming from Royal Prospecting. He doesn't Bantley bust the chat, but you know what? I'll take 1,000 bits where I can get them. So thank you kindly for that, dude.
Royal Prospecting. He's prospecting some bits. Where'd you get them from? I'd love some bits. I haven't bought bits in a really long time. I have nothing in my bits wallet, and so I haven't been making it rain in any chats lately. I need to get some more of those.
So I have rarely, like, Nathanius, Up a Tree Zelda, and FastFee, I think are the only 3 streamers I've cheered significant amount of bits for. I was really pissed though, man. I did like a big bit cheer though, and it got purged immediately because I posted a link with it. So it's like super like denied.
Feels bad, man.
Yeah, support the streamers you love, guys. So thank you very much. Oracles are playing it safe. This is okay though. This is also keeping Solar at home. Like, he was roaming with some lings earlier. Okay, that was kind of cool, but since then, Stats has shut it down. He's also, to note, started transitioning out of Oracles, like mentioned. So, Templar Archives coming down. It's Charge Law. It's +1. Like, yeah, Oracles can be really problematic, but they're not, and I like that he's not sticking to this, because it would have been just such a bad investment.
Yeah, they're getting a little bit low in juice as well, so they can't actually, you know, continue to be annoying for now.
Cool. He's still gonna have what 8 stasis traps at a time potentially as fights go down.
Yeah, that is true. I'd love to see some 6 stasis ward play out of Stats one more time. See, these oracles are kind of just tagging the army and floating around right now, not really finding any, you know, critical soft underbelly of Solar and taking advantage of it. Solar's gearing up for an attack with Baneling Ling and Hydra, but I wonder how well it will go.
If the Banes get stuck in a stasis trap, this goes so well for Stats. And he's got so many stasis traps that just, like, statistically, he should get caught in one of these big stasis trap.
Yeah, that catches a lot of the Hydras and the Banelings there. And he's starting to send in Lings to set off these stasis traps, but there is more energy to retake those traps again with that Oracle.
Well, you can't do it like this, though. The stasis units will trigger the trap, so this is a bit of a waste here. But he catches more of the Hydras. He's not able to capitalize on that first one. Oracle's on the left side, not paying attention. Uh-oh, here we go. Probe line. This is bad, Maynard. This is really bad. I'm not sure there's enough to actually take care of this. A lot of these Oracles are low in energy, so they can't attack for that long. Zealots have been taken out by the Banelings. This looks bad for Stats. He's almost out of supply.
Yeah, Stats is bleeding units here, and the third is almost looking like it has to be given up. His Storm is finished, and he has a couple, and then that's it for the Storms. This last Oracle comes back and gets taken down. He has no more Storms available, does Stats, and this third Nexus is dead. Stats retreating to the natural here, but what does he retreat back to? He's warping in a couple charge lots. What are they going to do?
They're going to charge in, do 8 damage with that charge, and then die.
GG.
Solar takes down Stats.
Wow. That's not something you would be used to seeing back in the day, I'd say. I would have favored Stats against Solar most days, but Solar looked like he was very, very dominant in those 2 games, to be honest. There wasn't really a point where Stats was in advantage, I would say.
Well, we're going to be getting into Ascension Ire, so here's the game plan, guys. We're going to squeeze in our commercial break just to get it out of the way. Then we'll come back, we'll do some sub shoutouts, and we'll get into Hero versus Rogue for the first semifinals.